Welcome to this tutorial. Okay, so first we want to build this. We have increments of 10% here from 0 to 100%, and I'm creating a grid just for training purposes so you can visualize it a bit better. And here I'm just doing a 10 by 3, another grid as well. Once again, it will be just to visualize, and I will get rid of the read later on. And here on top I put low, medium, high, and we'll see how we can use this down the track. Here there is a percentage that you want to represent, so I've just put 20% here, just an example. So I'm not going to go into how you come up with those percentages, so that will be for you to bring to this project. So in the top left of those cells here, what you want to do is you want to check if the number that is here is between those two. So you just need to put an AND function here, and you need to check if it's greater than this one and smaller than this one. And if that's the case, you just put this number here. So be careful with the logging. You need to make sure that you log the columns for this one, and you log the rows for this one. You log the columns here and you log the rows here. And the way you do that is by leaving the dollar value in front of it. So this is it. So if I copy that across, you'll notice that 20% being between 20 and 30 or equal to. So here is represented. So I'm just going to turn this into percentages. So if I put, for instance, 15% here, that will show on a different one. So I'm just going to put that all in the center. Now at the row below, I will be doing more or less the same thing. The difference is when I am between those two numbers here, this is between those two numbers, I will be putting the letter Q here. It seems to be a bit obscure, but trust me, and I'm going to drag that along, and you have the letter Q here. Once this is done, you need to select the full row, and you will be changing the font to Wadings 3. Wadings 3. And then I will give you this. So, and then once done, you need to increase it to become as large as possible. And if possible, you're putting at the bottom here if you want. So you increase it up until it starts to becoming a little bit too big for the cell. Here you can put that in bold, and you can want to increase it as well. So you need to make sure that it's big enough for the 100%. So for the 100% here, actually, you need to put 101 here, otherwise it's not going to show. So here you notice that this is a bit too big, so you need to decrease it until that fits in. That's it. So this is more or less done. Now, if you want to keep it very simple, you can just do this, and you remove all the grids. And this is a working model. So you just need to change the font here with the color that is appropriate, and that will be it. Because obviously when it doesn't print anything, then you don't show anything. The reason why I'm using shapes instead of this is I can put some gradient in it. I can be a little bit fancy with it. So I'm just actually I'm going to get rid of all this. I'm just going to put all that white. And I'm going to put this here. So here I just need to make sure that it fits in, obviously. The advantage is I can have play around with this. I can put a shape outline white and quite big. Here you go. I can put some shadow shape effect. Although if I want to opt for the deep background, it's not going to show much. And more importantly, it's going to say you can apply some beloved gradient. Which is all the rage at the moment. So here you go. So you have it here. So you have done one. If I remove the grid, if I go in a view under grid lines, this is done for one. So, and here you either double click on it and put the text directly in here, or you refer this to a place where you put the text. But I'm just going to double click on it this time. And I'm going to put a white font, and I'm going to say, let's say project timeline. Once again, I'm not going to calculate how the project timeline is calculated. I'm assuming that this comes from your project. So if you don't know how to calculate how far you are in your project timeline, the video I published just before this one is showing you exactly how to do that. Okay, so this is it, more or less. You need to duplicate that many times, but first make sure that you have this one perfectly. So you can just duplicate it later on, and you just insert copy cells here. So, and then you change the color scheme. What I've done is I have actually put this very deep blue background here. And if you want to actually use the same color scheme that me, I think I'm using the green yellow. Yes, I'm using the green yellow page layout colors. I'm using the green yellow. And once you put this deep blue, you notice that this doesn't stand out as much. So you can go back here and then you just put a lighter green. It will look better with a lighter green like this one. And obviously here you select another color scheme that you like, maybe this blue here. There's just another thing I want to show you is why do I have a low, medium, high? Because, okay, so for project timeline and work completed, I'm going to put work completed here. This is quite obvious usually, it's a percentage. And here I'm just going to put, for instance, project timeline 50% and work completed 60%. So we're doing well, we'll be on time. Now for risks and issues here, if I put, for risk and issues, I want to do something a little bit different because, actually risks. For risk and issues, it's usually not a percentage, so you need to put something else. You need to put, you can use a percentage to decide where the arrow will do, but you don't want to put a percentage number here. Instead, I thought you could use a low, medium, high. And this way that would tell users, okay, the project timeline is 50% and the risk is low, medium, or high. So you decide at which percentage you move it from a low to medium and then to high. So here, for instance, I've decided from 30% I put medium, 70% I put high, and then it's up to you playing with this to decide where it goes. Now, the only thing that you need to do is you go back to this formula here and you do the same checks. So this doesn't change, you do the same checks. But what happens is when you find the value, when you find where the value should be sitting, instead of bringing back the percentage number, you're bringing back this text here. So let's see if it works. Okay, so this is 60%. So if I put 20%, it goes there low. And if you go 80%, it goes to high. Okay, so just a matter of duplicating. You can hide this. Nobody needs to see this. If you want to put that in hiding, you just press data and then group it. Now, if you want everything to be of this dark blue here, what you do is you go under Home, you right-click on Normal, you modify, and format, and what you do is you in a fill you put the deep blue that we had. This is the one. If you want to add a fancy title, you can just insert a shape as well. Insert the shape. Everybody's going for the gradient at the moment, so let's follow that trend. So you just input your text here. It could be project statistical data. It's a terrible name, but it's just to have a few letters there. Then you put that right bang in the center. Here you put that as big as you would like, and you put it in bold. I like to have the full width. So what we want to do now is we want to go under shape format and remove the fill. So we don't want a fill here. Let's just remove the fill. And this is on the text effect, sorry, that you should need to go under reflection, otherwise it's going to put it at the box. This is if you like, of course. And you see now you actually need to have the box a little bit bigger. So if you want to have it to fill the full space here. And you go back under text fill here, and this is where you would put the fancy gradient. And now you are left with the shape outline that you need to remove, and you put no outline. And so it's up to you. If it's too hard to read with this shape effect, obviously you don't have to put it, but otherwise maybe you put it a bit farther. Oh, this is making the same mistake. You want to have it at text effect maybe a bit. Yeah, this is probably the more subtle one. And this is it. I've done it all. I have risks and issues with medium and low and high. All the rest are percentages. Resource availability I've added as well. It could be the percentage available resources. 80%, 90%, 100% is ideal. Project plan timeline, work completed, budget burn. So where you are with your budget compare with what you have worked on. Could be a good indication. What else? So I've just changed. I put the green here instead of what I had before, instead of yellowish. And this is pretty much it. So if you want to use the same colors as I have, you go and let's have a look. I'm just going to leave that here. Here, this is a type of this is a green, obviously. This is the blue, so they are both part of this. Green and blue are all part of this. The red, I put a light red here, just light red from this, maybe this one here. Not even sure if I had a bit of a gradient here. It's very subtle. Here I have the purple, obviously, and here I'm reproducing the two other colors. So that is it for a very quick demo on how to do this and include this on your project reports.